So we bought a Range Rover Sport deployable tow bar cheap on eBay. Apparently it doesn't work, and we like things that don't work because we think A, I'm saving money, and B, we think we can fix them. Now this is off the new Range Rover Sport, and it's the deployable one, so this tow ball here does some tricky thing and goes underneath the car, and you can see where it mounts to the rear chassis here. You've got the mounting points. There's some sort of worm drive here. If we look in the cover, okay, so you've got some motor here, you've got a worm drive here that's going there, and that's moving this about some axis like that. So we're going to have a look at it. Now if I look at the connector, the first giveaway is you've got two wires bigger than the other. There's a big red and a big blue wire there. Now I reckon they're going to be the power for the motor because they're the thicker ones. So we can try connecting the power up to those. And I guess if we swap the power one way, it will go in, and if we do it the other way, it will go out. But I'm a bit worried where he says it's seized. I'm a bit worried that maybe this mechanism is seized. I don't know if it's the motor's gone. So it looks like if we remove, and I'm making all this up as I go along, I reckon if we remove this bolt here, I'll at least separate the motor from the mechanism, and we'll see if the motor works and or the mechanism seized, and we'll have a go. But we're having fun finding the right Allen key to fit that at the moment. It's some weird sizes, Ian.
Yeah, I think it might go in there.
Might go. You need a little bit of persuasion, won't it?
It is. It's tight.
It's tight. Maybe they've used some freaky size. But this is made by Westphalia, as you can see by the labels here. So we'll have a little look. We've got a part number on the RAM here. So if it's the motor gone, we might better. Well, I paid £200 for it, so we'll have a look if I've been diddled or if we can fix it. I was going to say, you want to get that in fairly well. He's only just going in, isn't he? Right, we'll have a play. Let's see if we can work out how to get that undone. Okay, so we've managed to get an Allen key. We persuaded an Allen key to fit in there. That looked like that's got a nice little rose joint in there, isn't it?
Yeah, that's all free.
That's all free. So let's.
The threads are free at least.
So it could be the mechanism stuck, or it could be this motor's defunct, or it might have gone over limit or something. Because the other thing I think, and I'm making all this up, the smaller wires here I think are limit switches. So I think when it goes, what we got there?
So we got small spacer on the top, big spacer on the bottom.
Bottom, okay.
Just so we remember that.
Yeah. And let's have a look at that bolt you took out. That's some sort of, that's some sort of bolt, isn't it? So the mechanism's free, so we can see the mechanism working there. Yeah. So,
that's free as a bird.
That's free as a bird. So we got no problem there. So it looks like our suspicions are going towards this mechanism here. So we'll get a battery. Now just see if you can, because I guess as that turns.
Yeah, that turns free.
So it looks like it's just something related to this motor. So right, let's get some electrics. We love fixing stuff. So we decided we're going to take the motor out and test it on the bench. Is going to be a bit, put it in the vise rather than messing about with this great big thing. So we'll do it all, because we'll probably end up having a look at the motor brushes or something. But we've got a part number on this cast on here. So there's 3 little bolts holding it in. So we'll get those out, and it looks like there's going to be a rear clamp on the back. Now I'm sure if this one's failed, and it can only be 2013, well, I guess again 5 or 6 years old now, but I'm sure in years to come these will be failing all the time, so it could be a useful video. Okay, so we've removed this clamp ring here, and then it looks like we can pull all that out there. Now Ian, I've just found that rear light loom from the back of a Range Rover light. Is that the same plug?
That seems to go in.
So yeah, so if you cut those wires off and we'll get a battery linked up.
1 point to note, that's the collar that holds all this in, and it does have a little locator tab here. that sits into it at the top there,
Okay.
which goes into a dimpler. Now I'm guessing that's just to help stop
It rotating,
this
yeah,
rotating.
counter rotating force, yeah. Okay, so we've got to be careful when we put all that back together. Other than that, and then there was a little groove for it there at the top. I don't know if that...
it's a bit siliconed in as well. There's just had to rip the silicone to get it off, so you might re-silicone that on.
Okay.
I think that was just a kind of a grease seal type thing.
Yeah.
I think maybe, but yeah, we'll get that on the bench and
yeah, power him up.
if it works.
So we've got the thing in there, and we're just gently, because we don't want to damage the thread. Now you can move it. You can move it one way. Or was it not moving at all now, Ian?
How easy was it moving before?
It was moving quite easy before. Okay, so let's try the power again. Now, it was moving just. No, don't force it. It's locked, has it?
It's just twisting the vice.
Okay, right. So let's have a look at the power. Let me see if I can get the. Right, it goes one way. Another. See if you can just do it to stop in the middle. Just give it the lightest. That's it there. Now see if it's loose now. It better be loose now. Oh, you need to get in. Yeah, you see, but you'll go one way and it seems to run up against the stop.
Yeah.
You see what I mean? And I think what was that when we were motorising it? It was and then jamming. So we've got something there that's stopping. Worm drive. Now, unless those other connections were a break of some description, but it wouldn't seem to be the case, would it? Do we need to strip off this here, Ian, and see what we've got in here? Why not? Right, so Ian's just slit what it only looks like heat shrink. And that unwraps that. And that gives you some tape. It's like Russian dolls again, same as yesterday, look. We got no idea what we're doing here.
No idea what we're going to find either.
Alright. It's all wrapped up beautifully. Is that, there we go. Is that pulled back? Oh, there we go. Oh my goodness me, that looks like that looks like it's complicated. What we got there, Ian? Let's have a look. We got a motor. Have we got any form of, let me have a little nose and see what I reckon we got there. There's probably a gearbox somewhere.
There's your two power wires.
So we were, our guess was right.
And there's our three smaller, we don't know what signal wires.
Now I reckon somewhere we must have a motor and a gearbox, because I'm going to have a look, and it could be the gearbox that's giving us a problem. Let's have a look. Okay, so we've had a look, and you can actually see that there is clearly a gearbox, because when I rotate that a little bit, that little wheel that you can just see in there is rotating loads. Now it looks like this circuit board on the back has got a little sensor. I don't know if you can see, there's a little sensor that's just there. You can see above the disc, and there's a little white mark on the disc. Now whether it's magnetic or not, I think it's somehow counting or doing something on the disc there. But the problem seems to be in the motor. You can rotate it a bit and then it gets quite jammed. So there's a motor, a gearbox, and then the output shaft. And I think the problem, because the motor spins fine, so we're trying to work out. Oh, we've got a bit of a gap, have we?
Starting to move.
So we've got no idea what we're doing. Maybe turn it around a bit in, because I think we spun it a bit. We separated it a bit there, so we got nothing to lose here. But interestingly, we have got a maker's plate here, so we know who makes the motor. So we'll have a look if we can find them. Maybe we can get them to supply us with some motors. An old Shangyang something or other. And someone's written to us, said we need to get a. What are you getting? We're getting some separation.
Yeah,
going
it looks
on.
like some form of fix in there, though.
Is there?
You can see it doesn't want to release there.
Is there a crimp? Yeah. Oh gosh. Yeah. I'm looking at it. Not what I'm doing. Right. Okay. We'll keep brutalising this. It's horrible to watch, I'm sure. I think there's a little fixing set where the motor's joining onto the gearbox there. So I don't think we're gonna repair this, but at least we'll have a look how it all goes together, how things work. So every little kid wants to know everything works, how it all goes together. Right, we'll keep brutalising it. Okay, so we've managed to separate the motor, so we'll give that a clean, then we'll spin it and just check the motor's fine. But you can see that's the motor there. So, right, and if we prove that the gearbox is what's giving us the problem, yeah?
Yeah, that's still turning the same amount.
That's still turning the same amount. So we're a little further on. The motor, the old Shangyang motor, Shangyang Yi industrial motor is looking not the culprit. It looks like the gearbox is. I'm just looking at the way that's formed there, Ian. What's that on the end of that? I'll have a look. We'll have. See at the base there, it seems a bit like something's broken. Oh, it's grease.
It's just grease.
Grease. Yeah. Panic over. Yeah. So Ian's drilled out these little pins here. Actually, that one doesn't look. So now we've got a bit of movement. This is horrible, but we want to see what's happening. So you can see we've got a bit. Right, you can still see a little bit of remnants of a pin in there, Ian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We need to do some more drilling.
Oh, hold on. That one might. It feels like the bottom one's gone. Spin it round. Let's have a look at the bottom. How many are there? 3 or 4? Whoa.
3.
Hold on. Let's have a tighten that up. Let's have a look at that one. Is there still a little?
Bigger drill bit I think is needed.
There's a little, just a little. Well, I don't know. Or is that just the
might just be
the
the
pin,
swarf.
the swarf? Let's have another go.
We'll get a bigger drill bit and
Yeah.
try and clear them out.
Yeah. Okay, we've given them a bit more of a drill. Getting a little bit more. Oh, is it coming? It seems like it's.
So.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. Hold on then. I don't. Right. Okay. So that I guess is right. So let's see. Right. Let's see if this will spin now. Ah. Right. So that's the thing. So this is the gearbox. This is somehow. Yeah. That's the bit that's not doing its job. So
that's where it's getting jammed.
So for all, we've narrowed it down from everything. The motor's good, the ball screw's good, the whole subframe thing is good. This is the. So we got any part numbers on that, Ian? Can we work out? What's gone wrong there? And do a failure analysis on that. And how can we strip that down? So you've got some little screws there. You've got screws on the end there. You've got a circlip there. You can see the little cogs doing their funky stuff in there. Or should we try just blasting the WD? Let's try just blasting it with a thin oil and seeing if we can do something with that, yeah? Okay, so here we have it. We've sort of separated it down. We've got to the gearbox. So you've got the motor that spins that little wheel, and that little wheel then goes in that end of the gearbox, and then that turns much slower at that end of the gearbox, that square shaft. That square shaft goes in there, which turns very slowly this, which moves the thing up and down, which moves your tow ball. Right, so everything works fine, the motor works fine. That we've got to this little bit here, and obviously you've watched us separate it. Now, there's 4 screws that go in, these long, thin screws. Which end did they go from?
They go from this top end.
This
with the
top end
recesses
there, and they obviously are long enough to sandwich out. So when you've got those out,
we had to drill a couple of the heads off, didn't we, on those?
Didn't get the, right, and then we're down to this. Now you can sort of take the top off, so you can see what you've got there. As you spin that, you've got these 4. Now these are what we call planet gears, I believe. Now those there, so obviously that then spins these in here. I can't because it's seized. Now that seems alright. So where's our faulty one? Let's have a look.
There was this one here that I noticed when I pulled the top off, and the top fell apart.
Right, so that one looks alright, doesn't he? He looks good. Now, yeah, when you put these in, you've got to get them obviously a third 120 degrees apart. So he looks fine. Let's have a look what the root cause of this whole tow bar not working is. That one all looks fine. Right, so do you reckon I can pull this next bit out? Is it the same again? Oh, yeah, same again. So at least with this video, someone can work it out. So you've got that at the top, then those 3, then that pointing down. Let's have a look. Is that all good? That all looks okay, doesn't it?
It seems that the planetary gears should line up with the holes in it as well.
Hold on, is that
There's a tooth
broken there. Look, there's a tooth broken. I don't know if you can see that. There's a tooth broken there. That could be.
If that's
most
got
likely,
jammed somewhere, that might be jamming the.
We might have a. Right, and if you have a peek in there, there's another 3 gears. Are they looking okay here?
As far as I can see, yeah, they all look okay so far.
Right.
Yeah.
Right, and
no,
then
no teeth on anything broken on them.
got another one of those. Whoa! Again, which way up did he go? He goes so he goes the cog up, and it almost looks like the same bit as that one. Right. And then right at the bottom.
But no missing teeth on that one.
No missing teeth on that one. And then right at the bottom, you've got another 3 gears.
Which is what the motor then engages into.
And so we'll clean that out. We've got the one with the one missing tooth. I don't know whether that would.
Is there a line round halfway? I doubt we can see on camera, but it looks like there's a. It might just be a grease line from where one of these has been sat.
Oh, hold on, what's that's just that screw we cut off, isn't it?
Sounds like there's bits coming out somewhere. You
out.
can slide the outer barrel off that then.
Whoa, what's all that coming out? I can hear bits, I can't see them.
You should be able to slide the bottom off. That should separate.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a. Does seem we've got various bits of metal. So maybe it's the.
Oh look, there's a little bit there, look.
Probably the bits of the tooth that's broken. So it seems like possibly it's just a tooth that's broken, and as it's rotating around, it's just jamming one of the cogs.
But you can see there are some metal particles here. I mean, I might be able to reassemble that. It's a bit of a big ask, but I've got 10 minutes to spare. Give that a rinse with some paraffin or something.
It seems if you're reassembling it, you've got the 3 pins on the bottom, and then equal space to them is 3 holes.
Yeah, I think I could reassemble it the other way up. I think I can. I think if I start at that end and mount those 3 on top of there.
But it seems if you drop them on in line with the 3 holes, you'll then be sort of
correct.
60 degrees out from the row below.
Yeah, but then if I do that, then that cog goes in there, look, right? And then if I put the next 3 on, I can make a little sandwich here, can't I?
Yeah.
Let's have a go. Right. Right, and then plop that one on. I'll get a job at the factory then. I have to rotate it a bit just to line up the cogs all the time. Right. I'm liking this little sun and planet gear thing. That's how my Riley gearbox works, but that's another story.
You'll be rebuilding that soon.
Oh, don't. Right then. Now that then goes over. Now, which way up does that go, or does it not matter?
No, you're going to have to go down and you have to align each of those layers.
As they go through here?
Yeah.
But think it matters. No, I'm not.
Doesn't appear to.
Doesn't appear to. Alright, let's have a look. Yeah, that's that. And then, if I just hold it. Alright, that's that. Right, and then we just got to put the...
And you got a washer to go on the end.
A washer to go on the end. Alright, I've got my 2 screws. Those screws are pretty tight in there, Ian.
Yeah, they're the ones we had to drill off.
Ah, right, so they're just going to stay as guide dogs, eh? Alright, and then we've got to just rotate that to those holes. We've got to get those front and...
Well, that's on the pin, so that should be lined up.
Well, it should be lined up, but... I'll screw it together. There you go, that's that nearly there. But it will that turn now. Of course, turning that way is going to be hard. The way that's going to be easier to turn is I don't know if that...
Do we need to put those screws back together?
Yeah, let's put the screws back together and give that a try, trying to turn that end. Well, that's all turning as one. No. Okay, we'll get another little play. Okay, so we just had a little look, and there was the remnants of that one sort of thing stuck in the splines on the outer casing. So we've cleaned that, and now we've got it so it's spinning reasonably happily. Obviously, I'm doing it the wrong way, the gearing, so it's going to be even easier now. So I think we can put that top back on. Oh, don't forget that washer. All right. I reckon we might fix this. Yeah, Ian. Blacked it. Be alright, but we haven't got a Range Rover Sport to put the tow bar on. Only did it for a challenge. Right.
Is that the right way around? We did find that this bottom one went back in better when it was 90 degrees round. We put it in the other two bolt holes, didn't we?
Right, yeah. So we can screw that, put that screw back in. Oh, is that? Yeah, that looks good. There you go. Two will hold it, won't it? It's got the 2-pin. Right, I don't know where the other one is. I'll find the other one. Right, and then all we've got to do is work out how to put that. Go and grab the battery and let's see if that works now. Yeah, I'll have the camera. Go and grab the battery. Right, let's see if that, because if we can power that up with his little battery there. Right, now is it going to rip it out of my hand if I try and hold these two? I got gloves on, I'll be alright. If I scream in.
You ready?
Yeah. Oh. Oh, look at that little gem. He's spinning around there. And the other way. See, we'll go the other way. He sounds a bit rough. As go on. Look at that. Little motor spinning around. But we're only going, it's not like we're using it every day like your windscreen wipers. It's only like to send it out and in again, isn't it?
Yeah.
So there we go. So that's we're gonna how are we gonna join that together? We can't weld because that's aluminium. How are we gonna get those two stuck together now to stop those? It doesn't seem like it needs a lot of force. Go on, Ian, suggestions. How about just a load of epoxy on there?
Well, we only need to join that bottom case to it, right?
Yeah, which is aluminium, so we can't weld it. This one's steel. We'll think up some ingenious. I mean, the heat shrink might do it. I don't think there's not a lot of force on that little motor. It's not like it's going to rip your arm off, as I just demonstrated. Right, we'll come up with some genius way of joining those together. Right, we're going to have a go at putting this all back together again now. We've used Araldite to join the gearbox to the motor, and let's just check that works. There we go. It's not the smoothest thing in the world, but I'm not sure how smooth it was when it's new. But
I think we might end up putting a new one on if we can get
we have written to the maker to see if we can get them. So let us know if you have a problem with yours. Right, so now we've got that done, and we've got that sleeve, but we've got to do this. Now, this is where we drilled these out. So Ian's just tapped these out, and they tapped really easily, didn't they?
Yeah.
You've gone to M4. So
our little drill tap set that you can get on our website is what we used.
So I'm just going to spin those in.
There's a series of O-rings in there.
I'm going to tighten, I'm going to tighten that up. It's nicely engineered, this stuff. This bit of it, the motor seems the weak link, doesn't it? The rest of it, you look at the scale of engineering. Right, so we've got to line it up with that square shaft, right? So.
And then you want to try and line up those where we drilled out, because that will give you a nice little socket for the bolts to go into.
Okay, that looks pretty good. Right, we'll get an Allen key and we'll get the grinder, and then we'll nip those up and grind those off. So yeah, we've just cut 2 of these. Again, I don't need to be too careful because there's not a lot that locates on this surface. There's nothing really too precious. Again, not a quality craftsman job, but I'm happy with it. Right, so we've got all that. That's all linked together now. Put that little tube over there.
Weatherproofing sleeve, because this obviously is all a bit of weatherproofing because it goes underneath this is all exposed underneath the back of the car.
I got that on the way in. I'll just do that last bit there. Is it going? Get that grommet in.
Keep working it, I think. That's it.
There you go. There you go.
And then we've got a bit of our heat shrink.
That'll go there. And that was just down to there, wasn't it? Well, it went over all of it, didn't it? But that's the bit that matters.
Oh.
It's looking pretty good, isn't it?
You can tell where when it creases in the bits that aren't shrunk. Should do the job.
Go, so that's weatherproofed and all up and going. Right, then we this was hot. Like
Careful, that bit will be hot.
Yeah, that bit will be hot there. Where you had the heat gun. Right.
So do we have to?
Do we have to have that, or do we get that bit in first?
It will all go through.
Yeah.
It should all fit. It all came off as
I think it all came off as one. Yeah, I'm trying to remember.
It was a bit of a squeeze to get it all off
this
as
was
well.
yesterday we were doing this. Right. So the connectors at that end, isn't it?
So we've got our collars here. We might have to pause and come back just so we can check our video to see which way around those collars went.
Yeah.
And then you want that end, and you want to give me the electrics first. So we feed that through the hole. All comes back out through there. And it should all. It's a bit of a wiggle.
Yeah, we've got that. We've got that. We can manoeuvre that to there. But yeah, let's check which spacer went through, and then we'll put that bolt.
Do you want to put that back in first, or do you want to? No, we need to do this bit first.
Yeah. Okay.
We need to get this collar before we join that end.
Yeah. Correct.
Careful that we don't drop that little bit that's in it. The collar has got The collar has got a small part in it.
Okay. Where's that small part? Oh yeah, that's that little.
That'll be alright. It's on a. It's on a ball.
And that goes towards.
There's a notch in the
there. Yeah.
Notch in the top.
All right. You watching that little bit?
Yeah. You mean for when you drop it, rather than if? Do you need to put a bit of grease back on there?
Right, and then where's you say that notch is?
It's just here. If you look in the end.
Yeah.
It should find that only locate.
Oh, that's gonna fall out. You cussed me.
Take it off a sec. We'll put it in there. Is that going in? I can't see from here.
I can't see. Oh, hold on. Oh, we'll get this in. Right. So we have to make sure we got that little T bit in there. We have to rotate this ball so that the hole is there. And then we've got to line up with that little T bit in there. That's it. That's all together now. Yeah, and that'll all squidge together. And get those little Allen keys. Can you remember? Oh, they're nuts and bolts, are they?
Yeah.
Which way did the heads go?
Heads were on the outside.
Heads on the outside. Right, okay. And we'll get that first one on, but then we'll zip those together.
We'll zip those together and we'll check which way around these spacers go with this bolt, and then we should all be back together. Okay, so we've got that all bolted up now, so that's there. Now we've just got to get this. There's it. Ian holds that up. And it was the big one goes at the back there, which is down when it's on the cart. All right, and then this is it's one of those impossible things to get everything right, isn't it? I've got to thread that one in. Oh, he's tight. How am I going to get that one in? Oh, there he goes, right, now use that bolt. Right, how much wiggle room have I got on the end of that bolt to try and get that through that? I think you need to drop the dampener a bit. Yeah, you're right. Do I need to? Yeah, no, that's right. Right, there you go. So now you're going to be against the bottom one. Which feels like it's getting there. I think, yeah. Right, we just need to spin that so I can get that. That's it. Right, is that seems to have gone tight. I don't look like it's in yet, does it? That was it. I was just going in. It got a little bit tight. Ugh. Right. We'll just get that Allen key off because that was one we had to slightly persuade in there, wasn't it?
That's what we had to knock in.
I'm probably going to have to knock that one out again. Okay, we'll put the battery on. Now obviously we haven't got all the wires, so it's not going to stop, so we need to be a bit careful. But let's see if it will now operate the deployable tow ball. Yeah, that's one way. Let's try the other. There, so we've sorted, that's how to sort of service. If you need to change the motor or look at your deployable tow bar, hopefully that will give someone a chance at working out what's wrong. Good luck with that.